ਹਾਂਜੀ ਮੋਦੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ?
ਬਸ ਜੀ ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਵਾਲੇ ਨੇ ਤੰਗ ਕਰ ਮਾਰਿਆ, ਕਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਰਸੀਦ ਮੰਗਦੇ ਆ, ਕਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਰਿਪੋਰਟ ਮੰਗਦੇ ਆ।
ਪਰੇਸ਼ਾਨੀ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ, ਆਪਾਂ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਗੋਲਡਨ ਸ਼ੀਲਡ ਐਡਜਸਟਰ।
ਅੱਗ, ਪਾਣੀ ਜਾਂ ਚੋਰੀ ਤੋਂ ਹੋਏ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਤੋਂ ਵਧੀਆ ਰਾਹਤ ਲਈ ਗੋਲਡਨ ਸ਼ੀਲਡ ਐਡਜਸਟਰਸ ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖੋ।
ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਕਈ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਦਦ ਕਰ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਹਾਂ।
We have over 40 years of adjusting experience.
ਮੁਆਵਜ਼ਾ ਮਿਲਣ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਹੀ ਫੀਸ ਲਈ ਜਾਏਗੀ। ਗੋਲਡਨ ਸ਼ੀਲਡ ਐਡਜਸਟਰਸ।
Once again, welcome back after the break. It's been quite a few months since we started the initiative of starting Asa Ki War in English. The response has been tremendous, and our entire team is really thankful to you because of your feedback, we pass it on to Sardar Harbans Singh Kandola, and who always works more and more hard to bring the true facts of Sikhism to you. And also, we are thankful to all of you for giving your views also, because the idea is this is your program and we can make it more better. And also, when we bring on the true facts, many times it's difficult to digest because we have been told different things. But the true fact of Sikhism is that we have to become Satyar, and that is we have to always follow the path of truth. Let's continue with our discussion on Asa Ki War with Sardar Harbans Singh Kandola, who is a noted community activist and who comes around here after lots of hard work. Well, many times we also get calls whereby people tell us that why is it Mr. Kandola is carrying on such a huge pile of papers. Well, as I always say, that when he comes over here, it is after some long, hard hours which he puts in just preparing a few episodes, that he comes over here and talks to you. So let's welcome Sardar Harbans Singh Kandola and continue with our discussion on Asa Ki War. We have completed till Pauri 5th, and let's continue with our discsion today. Ji Anu ji, Waheguru ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru ji ki Fateh. So before you start embark on this journey, I would like a little bit today that whatever we have talked in the past, what after you go through all this, what is basically the foundation on which Guru Nanak Sahib has been emphasizing till now, and also further on also, what is the basic thing he talks about?
Okay, we covered up to 45. We will start the 46 and with the sloks here attached to the 46. One thing you mentioned about the papers, Harpreet, I'm not a professional Kathawachik who've been doing this for years and years. We do research, so I have to make notes.
Absolutely.
Because I'm not a professional who's been doing this for years and years. So that's okay. We make the notes about this. As you mentioned, Harpreet, the one thing which comes up time and again in the spiritual philosophy of Guru Nanak, is the fundamental spiritual thought of Guru Nanak Padshah was and is Sacho Ure Sabko. Meaning, truth is the highest spiritual guiding principle of the society.
Right.
But Guru Nanak said what matters is the living the truth.
That's right.
He says that's what it matters. Guru says the truth remains just the truth if it is not reflected in the behavior, daily actions, and the characters of the members of the society.
That's very true.
It will just remain a truth. And Guru says without living the truth, the human mind remains dysfunctional.
Right.
The positive change in your consciousness never happens.
Ji.
Now, in this context, when I was reading this, what Guru Nanak is saying here, then I come across a shabd, Harpreet, I want to, in this context, I want to mention that. Guru says, the punna daan chagyanya bin sache kya tas. Tas means this is worthless, this is useless, ida koi laabh nahi hai. Now, if you're not spiritually awakened, you're not a virtuous person, you're not become a gurmukh and in your life, then do all these selfish reasons to feed your ego. And apni balle balle kran lai hongiyan, and this does not help you reflect your
spiritual
daily
growth. Absolutely.
life.
Yeah.
And also Guru says you're doing it with your money, with your power, with your status.
Ji.
Right? Life solutions are within.
Absolutely.
They are not outside. Changing your behavior, transformation of your consciousness.
Right.
That's why it's also interesting in this context, Harpreet ji, Baba Nanak says, Sab to mahan pun ki hai.
Ji.
ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੇ ਦੱਸੇ ਰਾਸਤੇ ਤੇ ਚੱਲਣਾ।
Absolutely. What is the
ਸਭ
highest
ਤੋਂ
virtue? It
ਵੱਡਾ
is
point।
following what the Guru has said.
The other thing in this context, when we talk about the fundamental philosophy of Guru Nanak, and other thing I read time and again in Shabad, rise above Punadan Chagaya.
Right.
I said, what
does this mean?
Rise
Yeah.
above. Should you not do it? And then I thought about it.
Yeah.
And the Guru says, when you are spiritually awakened,
Ji.
when you are Gurmukh, these things will happen as
Right.
after effect of it. Then when you are Gurmukh, when you do these things, then you will do this out of the concerns for the other.
Right.
And for the unselfish reasons.
That's right.
And then you're out of the compassion, not feeding your ego.
Right.
Guru says the fundamental is when you're spiritually awakened, when you're Gurmukh, then when these things you will do not for selfish reasons.
Absolutely.
Then you will drive the power of giving.
That's right.
Then will give you happiness and peace.
Wonderful. That's a wonderful thought, and that's what, as you very rightly said, what happens is most of the times when we are doing some pundan or charity, what is behind our mind is something different.
Exactly.
Right.
No, Guru says do it.
Oh yeah.
But if your transformation does not happen,
Ji, it's no
then
use.
these are rituals
Right.
and worthless
Right.
religious practices.
And that is a point which we need to, work upon, because today what is happening in our society, we are doing great things, but the reason behind that is somewhat different.
Yeah.
Even in the gurdwaras also, what we find, if people donate, they want their name to be inscribed even on the fans
Well, we
also,
will-
and all those things.
This comes in the sloks
Right.
time and again. I think the other thing, Harpreet, we can say why Guru Nanak emphasized, because what he saw
Ji.
in the society, that the truth is not being reflected
In our
in the
characters.
character of the society.
Very true.
That's why Guru Nanak completely emphasized on this. Now we start the slok with
Ji.
the Pauri 6. Harpreet, there discuss the two sloks before Pauri 6.
Ji.
And it's extremely important. It will to discuss in a careful discussion of these sloks. That's why it takes a lot of time to get the real concept behind what Guru Nanak is saying. We will learn two things when we discuss these thoughts. One is how logical, practical, and scientific is the spiritual philosophy of Guru Nanak.
Right.
Second thing we will identify is the methodology Guru Nanak Padshah used to explain his philosophy.
That's right.
And I might say right here, Harpreet ji, in here, Guru Nanak is not criticizing anybody's faith here.
Right.
Because Guru Nanak Sahib ne ਜਦੋਂ ਕੁਰੀਤੀਆਂ ਦੇਖੀਆਂ ਸਮਾਜ ਦੀਆਂ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਧਰਮ ਨੂੰ ਅਟੈਕ
Absolutely.
ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ।
Right. Yeah.
We want to. So ਸ਼ਲੋਕ ਮਹਲਾ ਪਹਿਲਾ।
Ji.
ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ, ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨਾਂ ਸਿਫਤ ਸ਼ਰੀਅਤ ਪੜ ਕਰੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ,
ਜੀ।
ਬੰਦੇ ਸੇਜੇ ਪਵੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੰਦੀ ਵੇਖਣ ਕੋ ਦਿੱਤਾ। Here Guru Nanak is talking the belief system of Islamic faith.
Ji.
Now we will explain that as we go here. And second, Guru Sahib, this is talking about the belief system of the Islamic faith.
Ji.
And Guru Sahib saying second is Hindu salahi salahan, darshan roop apar, तीर्थ नावे archa puja agarwas bahakar. So now Guru Sahib is talking about the
Hinduism.
Hindu, not the flesh. Okay. Next Guru says yogi sunn ਧਿਆਵਨ ਜੇਤੇ ਅਲਖ ਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾਰ ਸੂਖਮ ਸਮੂਰਤ ਨਾਮ ਨਿਰੰਜਨ ਕਾਇਆ ਕਾ ਆਕਾਰ. Guru Sahib is talking about the yogi mat here.
Ji.
Now next Guru Sahib says satya. Satya ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ people ਦਾਨੀ ਪੁਰਖ.
Okay.
ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਸਤਿਆ ਮਨ ਸੰਤੋਖ ਉਪਜੈ ਦੇਣੇ ਕੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਦੇ ਮੰਗੇ ਸਹਸਾ ਗੁਣਾ ਸੋਭ ਕਰੇ ਸੰਸਾਰ.
Right.
This is the behavior people who believe that giving the money is ਅਸੀਂ ਧਰਮ ਦੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ.
Or we have become dharmi by doing
We
that.
become dharmi
Religious,
by
right.
giving. Now next Guru Sahib says ਚੋਰਾਂ ਜਾਰਾਂ ਤੇ ਕੁੜਿਆਰਾਂ ਖਰਾਬਾ ਬੇਕਾਰ ਇੱਕ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਖਾਏ ਚੱਲੇ ਅਥਾਓ ਤਿਨਾ ਪਿਕਾਈ ਸਾਰ. ਉਹ ਲੋਕ who are ignorant of the truth, what their behavior is. And after discussing all these, then Guru Nanak is talking about his philosophy.
Ji.
Guru Sahib ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਭਗਤਾਂ ਭੁੱਖ ਸਲਾਹਣ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਮ ਆਧਾਰ ਸਦਾ ਆਨੰਦ ਰਹੇ ਦਿਨ ਰਾਤੀ ਗੁਣਵੰਤਿਆਂ Pasha.
जी
So now we will, Harpreet ji, talk about each philosophy we just talked. Musalmana sif sariyat pad kare vichar bande se je paje vich bandi bekhan ko dida.
जी
So here, Harpreet ji, Guru Sahib is saying Muslims believe the Islam way of Sharia
Ji.
is the supreme religious practice for them.
राइट
And under this Sharia law, they believe that only those who submit to the laws of Sharia are the true devotees of God. Rab unna nu hi mil sakda hai.
जी
Now, I have others are according to the Sharia law.
जी
Others are kafirs, infidels, or non-believers.
Right.
We will talk later on that Guru Sahib is only criticizing the spiritual leaders of the time.
Right.
What they were. It's not the teachings of the Muhammad. I heard a Islamic scholar
Right.
On your show.
Yeah.
It's totally different from this. What he was saying is
Right.
completely different. It is same thing what Guru Nanak is saying.
Right.
But it is the leaders.
The people who are propagating
who
that particular
exactly-
philosophy.
This is what Guru Nanak is
Right.
talking about here.
Right.
When says the others are kafir. Sharia law is the Islamic way of life,
Ji.
code of conduct that covers every aspect of life of the Muslims.
Ji.
These are human creation after. It's a human creation
Right.
later on. There are many different interpretations, Harpreet ji, of the Sharia law in the Muslim world.
जी
Now, this is what Guru Nanak talk about that in the slow. Or secondly, Guru Sahib saying Hindu salahi salaham darshan rupa par tirth nava charcha puja agravas karta.
जी
The Guru Sahib here is saying that the Hindu spiritual leaders
जी
believe the philosophy of Shastra is supreme.
जी
Go to pilgrimages, bathing in the holy rivers and pools, perform idol worship by offering flowers, perfumes, chandan, and many other items.
Ji.
This is the way to realize this is the Brahmins and Pandit
way of life
promoted.
right
Yes.
Before we go to the next step, let's go for a break. It's time for a break, and then we'll continue with our discussion.
Okay.
Let's go for a small break. जी, ਹੁਣ तक ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਹੋਈ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਰਦਾਰ ਹਰਬੰਸ ਸਿੰਘ ਕੰਡੋਲਾ, what he has emphasized is very important, that Guru Nanak Sahib is not criticizing the religion as such, but the beliefs which were being propagated by the leaders. He's talking about those, and then he gives his thought about how we should become better human beings.